So this is a really awesome special guest we have here. This is White Boy Steve, who designed the original 5-4 logo.
I think maybe what the first like 3 graphic T-shirt lines.
Yeah, that was probably when 2000,
2002.
2002.
It was right when you guys were about to graduate. Right?
Yeah, we were at USC. He was working for someone we both know, and I didn't know anyone that knew Photoshop.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't really know Photoshop. I like moved out here, like my girlfriend dumped me. I was like miserable, and I was like, "Oh no, guys, I got this."
Yeah, I mean, you were very confident in your Photoshop abilities.
Yeah.
At least you had it open. I was like, "Oh, do you know Photoshop?"
I learned Illustrator like that week. I was just like, "Oh," but that was before YouTube tutorials and shit. So I just like blindly stumbled around until I was like, "Oh, that's how you do that."
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that like that's how. Because I look at kids now, they have so many more tools.
Oh yeah.
That you could do it on your phone.
You can put yourself through design school and easily.
Yeah, there's no reason to design. But yeah, it's crazy that like you created the logo and then you moved back to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And you opened a store.
Yep.
Streetwear.
Yeah. It was like the fallout of like I was working at this skate shop and we had all these like kind of more designer brands and they weren't really selling in the shop. So the owner's like, "Oh, you know computers again." 2002. Long fucking time ago for like e-commerce. So I started flipping shit on eBay and it was like turning a huge profit. And so
what kind of stuff were you selling?
It's weird. We were selling like Stussy trucker hats. We're so hot.
Yeah,
we're getting them for $12 and they were going for like $46.
Wow.
So it started out as that like the stuff that was like sort of skate but not actually.
And that was the eBay account was Quedmark?
Yeah. That's why it's such a fucking stupid name.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, it's an eBay account. I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
But it caught so much traction that like we started a Yahoo store, which back then was like.
Yeah, you made it.
You had to get. That was the only way though. You had some custom programmer for $100,000.
Yeah, you did. There was no other way. It was like GeoCities for your personal page and Yahoo store for your. Yeah.
So then that really took off. The owner, who was my partner, who's like an older guy, owned the skate shop. He's like, "I don't really want to do this. Like, you did a good job. Just you owe me $5,000 for merchandise. Pay me that, and it's yours."
Wow.
So that was weird too, because 2002 streetwear didn't really exist.
No.
So all of a sudden, I get all these like small brands coming in, like Mishka.
Yeah.
Their first shit was like, so they sent me these. It doesn't look anything like it ended up looking.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Oh, here, like, do you want to carry this?" So I'm like, "I'll try it out." It did super well, and like there was a few other ones back then. Fucked was LRG. I never carried actually. Yeah. They were hard to get an account with. But yeah, like Fucked was kind of not operating at the time. I hit them up and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have anything dead stock? Like, I'll take everything."
Yeah.
So they're like, "Yeah, here we have like $20,000 worth of dead stock," and so I got it and it sold like crazy. And so they're like,
"Oh, through the store or online?"
Through the online, yeah. So they're like, "Oh, maybe we should come back." So that's when it really started building. I ran into a dude at a party out here and he's like, "Oh, you're the guy that invented streetwear." I was like, "First of all, don't give me that. Like, don't put that on me." But it was just like it came from.
I mean, it was.
I've been DJing since I was 16. I've been skateboarding since I was 10, and right when I got old enough to start working, that's when streetwear just happened to pop. So it just, it just happened.
And then, how long did you do Quedmark for?
I did it 2002 to 2009.
And then why did it stop? Because that's when the internet.
Well, no, 2008, everything shit the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Buffalo. I had a 2,500 square foot space. It was storefront, office, warehouse. 3 full-time workers making Buffalo wages.
Yeah.
And so we were doing like $500,000 a year or more, which is like
great.
Wait for that model.
Yeah.
I was like, fine, we're killing it.
Yeah.
And then 2007 happened, and I think I made like negative $40,000. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I was ready to shut it down, and this customer came in, and he's like, "Yo, you ever think about selling this place?"
Actually, I've been thinking about it all the time.
I said, "Name your price." So I got a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Enough that I didn't have to work in Buffalo for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I started DJing again.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I actually ended up making more money DJing than I ever did anything else.
That's why I'm trying to learn how to DJ.
Oh yeah, I was killing it. And I remember I had like my 32nd birthday. I DJed my own 32nd birthday, like fucking loser. And I was like shit hammered with these little kids around. I'm like, I'm a 32-year-old man. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I need to get out.
So I quit, sold all my shit, and moved back to LA.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
That's great. And that was
2012.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then I came in back here.
Yeah, you were here for what, 6 months?
No, like a year.
A year.
Yeah, I think 2012 to 2013. But towards the end of it, I was getting ready to launch Bianca, which that started while I was here. And then it was just like getting really big, and you know.
Yeah, and then how did that whole thing happen?
Alex Olson, friend of a friend, we met briefly, but
yeah.
He wanted somebody who knew business, and knew skate. So Alex wanted to do something different, and somebody put us together, and it just worked out that I knew exactly what he needed.
Yeah.
So that was dope though, like trying to figure out, like source everything on like a higher level for skating, you know, because everybody was just using like all style planks.
And you guys were making product.
Yeah. Well, we had to start with like Gildans, but I got a wash house.
Yeah.
So which was like the craziest scam
ever. You washed it.
Yeah, like they take the tags out, wash them, they're like, what is this? I was like, oh, it's proprietary. But it was just like a 75-cent wash process per piece, you know? Yeah. Eventually we got the cut and sew, but then we had to like, got the hats made where Supreme gets their hats made, you know? Yeah. I was going down and like personally shaping skateboards and stuff. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. And then you guys did wholesale and online. Right?
Yeah, it started out just online, and then we had so many inquiries, dude. It was crazy. Like I remember. Is
it because he was just that big of a skater?
Yeah, he's a big skater, but he's also like kind of like an icon in a way. Like he was modeling, he was doing art. He's in the mix in New York. Just knows all the right interesting people. He had like built all of these like little bits of talent. He's like he knows photography. He knows art. Cool. You know. So when it came time, I was like, oh, just take all this stuff you've been experimenting with since you've been a kid, and you know, just put it into. And he had just like the most amazing ideas. So it was really easy for me to just turn his ideas into products, you know, which was.
So you guys were partners?
Yeah, 50-50. We started together. I still own a chunk of it.
I remember you told me you moved on, and so what happened there?
It got to a certain point. It got really big, and I was always really adamant about being behind the scenes. Like I've had the most impact on shit for like somebody that nobody has any clue who the fuck I am.
I know you are, white boy.
Yeah, but I'm really like involved in a lot of shit. And I was like, you know what? Nobody cares about me. I'm like a puffy old white idiot. Like, Alex, you be the face. You're everything. And it really, you know, got to be that. And I was like, I just didn't feel right at it anymore. Yeah. You know, he bought out most of my shares and we parted ways. It was totally cool.
Yeah.
But.
And that was in, you know, I remember seeing it all, like when we traveled the world, we saw it in stores, like the best stores.
It was crazy. I remember like Dover Street Market called. Yeah. And we were like not really we just didn't have product to sell, you know, it was just the two of us funded it.
Yeah.
So they call and then like, oh, okay, I don't know, I'll talk to my partner, we'll call you back. And then like the main guy calls, he's like, do you know who we are?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, he's like, well, we really want to carry you. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. You know, it was cool, but it was mostly like, we just said no to everybody unless it was like the best. Like if you're not elevating the brand,
what's the point?
Because that's what that brand was, you know, it was kind of a prestige. Which again, that sort of led to like streetwear is over at that point, and now it's coming back. But you know, 2012, 13, that's when fashion took skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, everything went skate from there.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, how much of it was like what we did, and how much of it was just we were at the right place at the right time as well. You know.
Yeah.
So we started 2013, and then I left 2016.
Okay.
So it was about 3 years, yeah.
And then you guys had an online and wholesale business that was growing.
Yeah, really well. And then we had spun off the second company, 917, because Bianca became too much of like a fashion thing, and we weren't selling it to skate shops.
So you wanted like a t-shirt.
So we wanted something for the skate shops, you know? So we just split off that 917 as a separate
entity
thing, yeah. But yeah, the online, you know, it was not selling out like Supreme, but like really fast. You put shit up, it's gone in a day.
That's crazy.
Most of it, like Supreme, they have what, 6 stores in Tokyo alone. You know, so that was really good. Yeah, we were just lucky, like because of my partner's connections and getting into Supreme. Like once you're in there,
it's kind
of anybody.
Cool. Yeah. And then now the brand's evolving and still.
Yeah, it's still doing really well. I don't know. I'm not really like in touch with them on the regs, but I got my text form the other day.
And then 917 as well.
Yeah. That's still doing really good. They actually have a full team now, and they're like turning people pro. They put out a video last year that was really sick.
Oh, dope.
So I miss like hanging out with the kids and shit. It's
like,
the best thing about being a skater is like I'm almost 38, and you just like go chill with like 17-year-old kids.
Yeah, talk shit and skate, smoke cigarettes.
You're like, oh, this is exactly what I did when I was in high school. I feel great. Except for like, I'm a back.
Yeah, now you're old.
I'm old and fat.
And then what made you start this new brand?
My friend and I, my friend Andy, who's like a big DJ, and he was like really in the scene. He's from Baltimore. But he's going to raves in DC in like 93. Yeah. He knows the buyer at Barney's. And that guy kind of approached us. He knew I had left Bianca, and he's like, "Oh, do you guys like think you could get something going?" So I put this thing together, and it just didn't work out with Barney's, whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, let's do it on our own.
Yeah.
And we started like just fleshing that out, and that was really cool because we got to kind of like relive our like rave 90s past.
Yeah.
And again, like that was what 2 years ago we started it, and that's when the 90s really started coming back aesthetically again. So that was another like fortunate time. We sell a pretty good amount to Urban Outfitters.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They buy like a good chunk every season.
I see that. I felt like that it was like your pop-up was like what they would want their store to look like.
Sure, yeah. Well, we had originally built it for a Complex Con booth, which was so fun. I'd never done like a design of like a physical space. Yeah. But I'm an illustrator, like creating a floor plan to scale. Like, oh, the bed is. Yeah. And then you build it, like, oh, it's perfect. So we were like, oh, this is exactly what our teenage bedroom looked like.
Yeah.
So that's what we did for that. And then once we had it, I was like, oh, might as well try a pop-up.
So is that your full-time thing now? Like,
I mean, I have so much going on. Like, I've been doing consulting for Fucked. So I'm doing some.
They're out of London, right?
No, they're back in LA now. They were Japan only. That company's been around. This basically the first shoot. Them and Stussy. But Fuck's been around since 1990.
And now, what's their kind of like your?
They're online only,
wow.
which is cool. They want to get it back. They still have such a crazy fan base.
Following, yeah.
So I'm doing some graphics and like helping them with the logistics and just like getting to be that direct to customer, the kind of like really pared down business model that I like to run.
Yeah.
Because like Eric, the guy who founded it, he's a great artist. He knows the whole thing. Like you don't just do your thing.
Yeah.
And it'll go.
Exactly.
So we got that rent party. I got this company Dancing that Alter and I are doing for Zoomies, which is going to be a skateboard company. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep it moving. Like, you know how it's like you have so many brands going now too, and it's cool to be able to go in different directions. And like, what do I feel like working on today? You know? What do I?
Do you ever feel? Because I have this in hindsight. It's like if you had just focused on one, that one thing would be bigger, or it's just your mind wouldn't allow you to.
No, I don't know. It's like if I had stuck around with 5'4" from the day. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel everything I've done has taught me so much more. So where I'm like kind of an expert now.
Yeah.
But you know, I've been working on this shit for 20 years in all these different things, and it's like, you know, being an entrepreneur. Like, there's times when I got money in my checking account, and there's times when I'm fucking flat broke because it costs money to start things. You know. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, this is the way I like to work. Yeah. If I had just stopped and done one thing, I would be so limited, you know, in my skill set. Yeah. To where it's like, you know, I'm 37. I still skate sometimes. I have like 2 dogs and a small apartment. Yeah. Piece of shit car. I'm good, man. I'm good. You know?
The other thing that I think people don't realize, it's just fun.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
like,
so much fun.
If you've done it, you know, I think outside looking in, I can never tell if like we're really smart or it's like just easy, or we just have like the guts to do it, because people look at it and they're like, you know, how do you do this? I was looking at this bike company that was out of London, and I wanted one of the bikes. There's no place to get it here. First thing that pops in my head, you guys interested in doing US distribution? Like, I'll try to set that up. And I told my friend, and he's like, how do you think like that? I'm like, how do you not? So it's like, I've started 3, 4, 5 companies at this point, and it's like not hard.
Yeah, it's not hard. You just have to do it and get started.
Yeah, I think we just have the balls for it and the experience. Once you do it, like we started our first ones at 20, 22. Yeah. You know, that's all I know. I've never really had a job.
You know what was funny? The thing you said was, I like to start all my businesses out of a storage place.
Oh yeah, it's the best. That's like, that's all you need. Like,
you used to have a public storage place at the Grove, right?
I still do. That's how rare rent parties run from. Dude, it's $300 a month, 100 square feet. You can fit in like enough shelving for no electric. Yeah. The best security you could imagine. Like, and there's a post office right across the street. So like, I print out all my orders at home. Yeah. Go to the warehouse, pack, drop it off across the street. It's the best. And it's like, that's how I ran Bianca too. We had 2 or 3 units back then. Now they have a warehouse. But if you get too big for the warehouse, you're doing well and you can afford an office. Yeah. But it's like, why pay for that shit? Yeah. So many people like want to floss and get these office spaces.
Yeah, I mean, everyone goes right now. They go get these WeWork spaces that are so expensive.
I know. Like all the fucking startup money that's being blown. Those places are $40,000 a month. Like, and like you're not there. No. Like,
I'm a big believer of work out of your house. No one cares about your office.
Nobody cares. Like, I've had people be really impressed. They came over and they're like, oh, you just do this here with these fucking dogs? It's so fun. And I'm saving, what, $5,000 a month at least?
More, because people don't realize it's not just rent.
Right.
It's everything that comes with it.
Oh my God. You gotta pay, like, insurance. And
electricity, and then you buy furniture, and then you gotta replenish snacks, and then you gotta get parking, and then our parking bill here is...
Oh, I gotta remember to validate.
Our parking bill here is like a revenue for a small streetwear brand.
Oh my God. Which is like, it's all still there.
It's all freaking tax deductible anyways. If you run your business on your house, you can just claim it, rent, this, that. And
yeah, I enjoy it. I've done Crudmart for the first 3 years was out of my house. Yeah. Bianca was always out of my house. Yeah. Everything I do now is out of my house.
I remember when early days of 5'4", or in college, I would always, get ready. But then eventually we moved our office to my mom's travel agency in downtown. And I remember, like, I had this weird guilt, and I was living with my parents then. I would get ready, shower, and leave every morning at 7:30.
Oh, wow.
There was nobody there for me to be there at that time.
Yeah.
Like, literally no reason to be at the office, except I was like, I felt like I had to have that structure.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be just screwing around town. So I just felt it's so easy to get lost in LA. I mean, that was a time when it was recession, right? Nobody was working. All my friends were playing video games or getting high and just screwing around. So it's like I could have easily. I was like, no, I'm gonna drive to downtown, sit there. No one's gonna call me. No. But I'm just gonna pretend like I got something to do. I used to just call stores. You want to carry 5'4"? No. Why not? It's like when Seinfeld George Costanza tries to sell computers. You want a computer? No. Why not?
Yeah, it depends on the job. Like, if I'm like doing orders and stuff, I will get up, do all like the office work shit. Yeah. Usually I'll wake up, take my dogs to this coffee shop, and I do all my emails there. Yeah. You know how it is, man. You answer 10 emails in a half hour, and then it takes a day and a half.
4 weeks to respond.
Nobody responds. I'm like, what are you doing? I just did all my work. You were one of the first people to tell me, he's like, your employees are going to suck. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's going to do it. Like, if you care about getting it done, you're going to have to do it yourself. Yeah. It's like, even the best employees, like, it's not really their ass.
Yeah, because it's at the end of the day, the employees care to the extent that they're prideful about their work. Sure. But at the end of the day of, like, if you don't do this, we're not going to be able to do X. Right. It's not their responsibility.
Exactly, yeah. I remember when I was here and I was kind of like overseeing a few people, I'm like, look, do you want me to come do it for you? Because I can. Yeah. Like, you're like, I don't need you. It's just I have other shit to do. Yeah. I will come over there and do it though, but like you're gonna have to tell me why you need to be here. And that was like been my thing. Yeah. It's like, yo, you guys handle this shit. Yeah. Because I don't have time, not because I can't do it. You're replaceable. Yeah. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, people don't. They need to focus on their one thing, and delegating is tough. And it's like,